Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all for stopping by again to the live stream. Shout out to the NTZ crew. I saw Jacob Tanjay on here. I hope Michael Beach of Life can make it today. All my old heads. That's Doubtful Genius. That's Jacob Tanjay. Jeffrey Tatter, Michael Alexander. What's up, Roger? Thank y'all, man, for all y'all support over the years. All the old heads. What time is it travels? Any new viewers and subscribers joining us today for the first time, welcome. And of course, people watching this on replay, the peso is 55.91. Excellent. I mean, really, you can't complain about that. We just returned from Dumaguete yesterday, and I have to change my opinion of Dumaguete. You know, I said I like going there, but I could never live there. But I could live in Dumaguete. I could go on that boulevard every single day. I don't think I'd ever get tired of that. And then, of course, you have Sikiho Island, just a short 30-minute ferry ride away. Yeah, I changed my opinion about Dumaguete. I could live there. I met some pretty interesting people while we were there. We had lunch with Kevin and his beautiful girlfriend, Jenna Lynn, from Too Much Time on My Hand 65. I met a friend. I mean, he's a friend now. I met him. He's from my hometown, Louisville, Kentucky. He's ready to get married. I just met a lot of nice people. Brent, his channel. Of course, y'all saw the interview I had with July. What's up, Dean Law? Thank y'all for stopping by. But yeah, I could live in Dumaguete. I have to change my opinion about that. You know, the topic, we always have a topic. Today is, are the problems that come with dating or marrying young women worth it? And we're going to talk about that. But I'm in the mood to talk about something else first. You know, a lot of us, man, we have no idea what we're walking into when we come to the Philippines. We're unprepared. But we want to send our sincerest condolences to the victims of the recent landslides in the Davao de Oro region. Okay, now the death toll, if you haven't heard of this, man, you need to go Google this and read about it so you'll understand a little bit more about the people in the Philippines and what really goes on over here. It's more than just poverty, man. But the death toll from the landslide on Tuesday is 27 people dead, 35 injured, 89 missing. Now, this is on top of the landslide that in the same region, by the way, February 1st, where 5 people were killed. Now, imagine this. Some, if not all of the rescue workers from the site February 1st were working this new site on Tuesday, February 6th. These people are resilient, man. I mean, they're tough as nails to be able to do that. The good news is, you know, a 2-month-old baby and a 3-year-old infant, they were rescued after being buried underneath the rubble for over 3 days, man. Okay. See, it's unthinking of us to come over here and complain about the Philippines and put it down, man. Well, we have no idea what a lot of people endure over here. It really does hurt their feelings when they hear you complaining. Remember, okay, I already talked about, you know, the Philippines and their love for their country and their people. Don't ever talk about the Philippines around other Filipino people. I don't care if it's your girlfriend. Don't talk about other Filipinos around Filipinos. You see, with July, one of the first questions she asked me, I was shocked, was what I think about people complaining here. You know, because We got the wrong attitude, guys, when we come over here. We have no idea what people endure on a day-to-day basis. We bring that spoiled stuff over here. Have absolute look at this. Okay. 359,000 people in Mindanao have been displaced surrounding these this they call this a northeast monsoon and low pressure area because that area has been soaked, man, with rain for the last couple of weeks. But we just come over here with that old arrogant attitude. We're out of touch, man, is what I'm saying. So when you talk about stuff like this, because all y'all want to talk about is women and dating and cost of living, you don't want to take any time to get to know the people, the culture, the country, and where you're really coming to. Okay, this is crazy, man. When you think about it, this is on top of all the other stuff that people deal with over here, the poverty and everything. But we'll come over here and complain around the people, and they're looking at you like, "What are you complaining about, man? You got it made." I think we should have a little bit more compassion, a little bit more understanding. And then you'll get to know your woman even better. Because a lot of us will come over here and we'll say, "Oh, I'm not taking care of the family. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that." Man, shut up until you really know what's going on. Let it all unfold. Don't tell me what you're not going to do. Imagine if your girlfriend, because I've got a friend, his girlfriend lives in that region. I don't know if she was affected or not. But don't sit there and tell me that if your girlfriend had her house destroyed, 62 houses destroyed, that you wouldn't help her or her family. Yes, you would. If you wouldn't, if I was her, I'd get rid of you. I wouldn't deal with you. What's up, W? Secrets of Success? He said, TJ, what's up, buddy? How's Vietnam going? Fireblazer 99 said, hey, Cal, I saw the expat video. Excellent. We were trying to live like the expat when we come next year, but we are very thirsty. We may drown from all the beautiful women. Yeah, it's just something. I give y'all something to think about. I know a lot of people could relate to that, starting your life all over, man. See, that's one of the cons of dealing with young women over here. You've worked for 40 years at the post office. You retired from the military. You're ready to kick back now and relax and enjoy your silver and golden years and spend some of that money, do some traveling and all that. But yeah, you come over here and you get with the wrong woman or the wrong person, and it's like starting all over again. You're not even retired. But we don't even think about that. All we think about is the booty. Big deal. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, the Chinese New Year started Friday, by the way. Hey, Dole and Mason, good morning, brother Cal and Sunshine Shows community. Congratulations on your house additions. You're an inspiration, brother. Oh, man, thank you, man. Her brother did an excellent job on that. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I wasn't expecting that. We just wanted 4 simple poles with a metal roof across it to shield them from that sun. Because it's getting ready to get brutal. The super El Nino is here now already. Not just in the Philippines, but all over the planet. And it's getting hot. We got the air on again. But yeah, he did an unbelievable job. And I spent, $40,000 with a little bit, about $700, about 600 more than what I planned to spend. But now it's really, really nice. It's like a patio. We were going to build a patio over here by the guest house, so now it doubles as the patio. Yeah, he did a great job. What's up, Jabraz? There's Michael Beach Alive. Yeah, M says, my condolences to those people and their families, man. Sad. Yeah, but we have no idea, M. We come over here with these arrogant attitudes like, oh, the world is great. We have no idea. We're unprepared. And then when somebody tries to prepare you and have conversations like this, you don't listen. All you want to talk about is women. You don't want to talk about what she goes through or what she's been through on a daily basis. It's crazy. He says, July. See, I never knew how to pronounce her name, but was really sweet. Yeah. And of course, uh, they attacked her, man. Some of these guys on YouTube, man, they need to get a life. They call it a scammer and all that. They have no idea about what people endure over here, man. We need to get to know the people, the culture, and the country, man, before we start talking about getting married and settling down. Because I'm gonna tell you, a lot of these people, man, they endure a whole lot more than what you could ever imagine. You couldn't even begin to understand. Hey, Mike, go to. He says it's like carrying a large backpack. Yeah, it can get tough over here. Oh, it's tough, said, because what looks good on our side might not be good on the inside. What looks good on the outside, okay. Yeah, that's what it is. We're looking and paying attention to a whole lot of other things, man. If you come over here and get boots on the ground for a little while and start looking around and paying attention, you're going to have some type of compassion, some type of understanding, man. Imagine your house is destroyed. Whole families were killed here in these 27 people that died. And that's not the only thing. You got typhoons, you got this same little region. And the reason I bring it up is because we need to get to know where we're coming about the area that we're going to visit over here. This region is known for earthquakes too. But we don't want to take time out to get to know that all we're doing is looking for the woman and thinking she's going to solve all our problems. It's a whole lot more to the Philippines than that, guys. Hey, what time is it? Travis, a cow? I'm in the Matrix. I was in San Francisco today. I seen a fine sister. I said hello. She looked at me like I stole from her mother. I see why I love the Philippines so much. Yeah, we're skeptical over there. But we got a history, man. That's the reason why. It's a history. It's the same way with senior citizens. I work with seniors, man, my whole insurance career. And there's a reason why they're so skeptical, because we scam them more than anybody. It tells you a lot about our society when we take advantage of the very people whose shoulders we're standing on. But yeah, they're skeptical. Yeah, W Secrets of Success said, yeah, it's hard to get to know someone 8,000 miles away via the internet. Yeah, I mean, if you have any uh, compassion, sympathy, you don't have to be here. I mean, you can look at that story. 27 dead, 35 injured. Go on there. It was 2 bus loads. It was at a mining community, a gold mining village. And 3 buses that's used to ferry the workers back and forth were covered, man. So a lot of people that died, they were the breadwinners. They were the workers, man. If you can't have any type of sympathy for that, but if you just ignore it, then you come over here, you don't even know what's really going on over here. We know so very little about the Philippines. All we know is Manila, bar girls, and poverty. That's it. We don't know anything yet. Hey, what's up? Yeah. Maybe I did. You need to get uh, a life, buddy. Okay, really, guys. You grown ass men coming on these live streams, and you're really helping me. Thank you, by the way, for the algorithm. Okay. Jacob Challenge, he said, what time is it? He said, a young sister stepped to me this morning near Kroger. I was shocked. She was looking good in a UPS uniform, small too. He said, Angor White is on my 2024 list. Yeah, that's Brent's tripping. He's got a YouTube channel. I met him on the plaza. I mean, the boulevard. I keep saying the plaza. It's the boulevard. He's a good guy. Check out his channel. Where are you from over there, Brent? Yeah, don't forget to click the like and subscribe, man. That's the least you can do. It's like and subscribe. They're free. You know, like, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. I mean, a lot of you people, y'all come to my live streams and watch my videos every day, but you won't subscribe. How do I know? Because YouTube shows me, and my subscription isn't going up. That helps the algorithm, man. That helps my channel reach more people. Yeah. Exactly. I know what you were saying. I wasn't talking about you. He said Cal was referring to those relationships that you mentioned. It is, but that's all we want to click on is anything talking about women and relationships. That's why I made, the live stream. I mean, the shorts that I make, they come out of my videos. This is a YouTube suggestion. So you can click on there at the bottom to see the whole video to get the whole context. And, that's what I was talking about when I said, are men in America this thirsty? And evidently we are. Hey, thanks, Check the Logic. I appreciate it, man. Well, what she said was she don't understand YouTube, man. Okay, but so what if she did? Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm a fool. I'm a fool over here living my best life while you over there jacking off, wishing you were me. Hey, he says, waiting at Mockton to exit. Oh, man, you headed back, huh? Oh, no, you're going. Where are you going? Are you going back home? Yeah. He said, yeah, we can tell by your screen name that you're a bastion of honesty. Right. Oh, okay, you're headed back. What's up, Gil? Yeah, Frank Tate, you're right. He said it takes time to learn the Philippines and the people. But, one of the first questions she asked me was, what do I think about foreigners when they come over here and complain? It really, it goes deep with Filipinos when they hear you complain over here because they know about your life. They know the good life you're living. We don't know what they endure over here. So we come over here and complaining, man, their feelings are really hurt, man. Y'all don't give a damn. I mean, quit complaining. If you don't like the place, leave. But I mean, try to understand at least what people go through on a day-to-day basis over here before you complain. Rick says folks just really need to do their homework on the Philippines before they come over. But a lot of guys think with the wrong head. Exactly. I put down here, the first thing I put was people aren't prepared for the Philippines. Many of us have never traveled to a country like this before. Hey, what's going on, Joe Mack? Yeah, he's going back home. He says, block him, Cal. No, I'm not going to block him because he's helping me. He's helping the algorithm. I was talking to a big algorithm guy the other day. He said, Cal, unless those guys are really getting belligerent, he said, keep them around. He said, some people you have to get rid of. He said, but actually, your haters help you. He said, don't get rid of them. They're good for the algorithm. And he's right. Because I knew somewhere in my mind that those people I was blocking was hurting my channel. Because he said the algorithm doesn't deal with emotion. It's just certain factors that they're looking for. And he said if somebody leaves your channel, that's a bad strike on you, on your channel. Because he said they want to send you more people, but if they see all these people leaving your channel, they're not going to send any new people your way. So I'm just going to try it. That's all. I'm just going to try it. HD Apex says the thirst of some guys are overcoming self-preservation. Yeah. Keep your wits with you and don't let the other head do the thinking. You know, I can even go further than that, because you're going to get that. How many times I have to tell you? That's the least of your worries. See, the expat X, meaning he don't have the problems, other concerns, other worries that we have, because he's watched us. He's learned from our mistakes. He knows that a woman's the least of his worries over here. When he gets ready, he knows he can just push the button and he's got one. But some of you guys aren't convinced. Your self-esteem is so low, you've been ignored for so long that when you hear me say something like, man, all you got to do is come over here, be a decent human being, and you're going to have a nice woman over here. But remember, when the reward is big, the risk is big. No balls, no blue chips. And yeah, the reward is big over here. Sam McCall says the meet and greet at Meg's finalized today. Yeah, no, we'll know today, Sam. We just came back from Dumaguete. We're going there today. Okay, Brent Stripper says, appreciate the shout out. Headed to Vietnam on the 15th, but back to Dumaguete in March. Yeah, a lot of my buddy TJ's over in Vietnam right now. I won't disclose anything other than that. But yeah, Brent, I watched a lot of his videos. We're supposed to be in Sikihor right now. But Sikihor was sold out. And he said something that was so profound to me. We were standing there talking. He said, man, I was in Sikihor a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago, whatever you said, Brent. He said it was crickets. He said, now here recently, he was back over there, and he said it's like a zoo over there. I think people are really starting to get hip to Sikihor. Hey, DC Devin, thanks for your support, brother. Welcome to the Sunshine Shoulders community. I'm getting near 100, man. I think I got like 86 or something. You know, I was a late bloomer with this. Because once I hit 1,000 members, I could care less about the algorithm. All my content is going to my members. He said, serious question, Cal. Didn't keep it in your pants during your interview with July. I don't understand what you're talking about. Marilyn was there with me. See, I've got a good woman, man. I got a sexy woman. I'm not, my balls are empty, man. Trust me. I got a grown ass relationship, a grown folks relationship. And I'm going to talk about that this week in one of my videos. That stuff don't bother me, man. I've been coming over on and off for 15 years. That's why I'm trying to tell you guys. I'm trying to share with y'all my experiences, man. What I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. But y'all don't believe it. I got a sexy woman in there getting ready to go to the gym. Works out just so she could look good for me. She don't have to go to that gym. I'm not, July is an attractive young woman. And we're going to talk about that later about, the pros and cons of dating and marrying young women. But one thing I'm going to tell you guys about women like her. See, she's a prime example of what I tell y'all, that y'all think these women are stupid. Go on my video I did with her and see how well spoken she is. She was saying some real profound stuff to be her age. She's saying, look, if you're going to donate to my channel, do it from your heart. Don't do it because you're trying to meet me or trying to, want me to, get in my pants or something like that. She was saying a whole lot of stuff, guys. And that's not just her. She's just a blogger. It's all the women over here, man. They're not stupid. If you just come over here and act like you got some sense, show them some respect, you're not going to have a problem getting a woman, man. But remember, the reward is big, so the risk is going to be big. Hey, what's going on? Henderson 6000 said, greetings from the 502. Do you think you will do any meetups in Louisville when you're here, when you're there? I will. I was talking to my daughter today, and see, this is why my adult kids, they get on my nerves. Okay, now she's only got her permit, so I guess she was kind of, trying to gauge my reaction. She said, "Yeah, Daddy, I'm getting ready to get me a car and this and that. How much is insurance and blah blah." We had like a 20-minute chat session about that. Come to find out, she's only got her permit. I said, "Look, don't do it." "Oh, but I can buy a car. I just can't drive it off the lot." I'm like, "Well, why would you want to do that?" Okay, don't do that. Just wait. Get your license first. Okay, buy your car, not off the lot. Save your money and buy it cash. That way, you can just purchase liability insurance. Because if you a new driver, 21 years old, if you're going to try to get full coverage insurance, it's going to cost you a fortune. You're not going to be able to afford it. Well, 2 days later, which is today, she messages me, sends me a picture. She bought a car, and I'm like, this is, you have to learn from other people's mistakes, people. Eleanor Roosevelt said that. It's become one of my favorite quotes, because you're not going to live long enough to make them all. But they don't want to learn from your mistakes. So now she's got a car. I'm pretty sure her brother drove it off the lot for her, and she's driving around with a permit with no insurance, probably. Is that P Money? He says a good contrast to seriously consider a second spot here versus making visa runs every which way, but Thailand still wins out on infrastructure. What is the visa policy in Vietnam, TJ? Jeffrey Chatter says, I'll be on boots on the ground in a week. Your advice will be heeded. Yeah, you're going to a good spot, Jeffrey. You're headed to Angeles City. You're not going to have anything to worry about. And then, hell, you're a traveler anyway. Andrew CJ says the average Filipino woman is more street smart than the average Western male. Yeah, they're tough, man. But we don't give them any credit. We don't give them any credit at all. And I was the same way when I first came over here. Actually, I wasn't, because I knew nothing about Filipino women. I'm glad, at one time I said, you know what, there was no Sunshine Shoulders and all those channels around when I was coming around. I don't know if they'd have done me any good anyway. But at least they could have warned me and given me some insight on the women, like I'm trying to give y'all, but y'all won't listen. Y'all think it's all about money. But they know. Mo Meter says, you take any supplements to keep the engine firing on all cylinders? I only take a multivitamin. They call it Ultima over here, and I take a fish oil supplement. That's it. I've ran out of beetroot, but I work out. I went back in the gym in Dumaguete. They had a gym. It was 3 stories. Me and Marilyn went, man. I'm sore now, but I'm going to get back out there and do it again today. That helps, guys, as you get older. Start lifting heavy weights. Do some body weight exercises. It's good for your testosterone. You can't just sit around eating all day and watching television and YouTube and all that, because, it could be a pro and it could be a con with these young women. They're sexually active. Their engine's ready to go at all times, but If you can't take advantage of it, what difference does it make? It's not gonna make a difference at all. But yeah, I take this Ultima. It's got like 20 different vitamins in it, and then I take the fish oil. Hey, what's going on? Etienne Brazil Senior, thanks for that super chat. He says, "Hola, Calvin. I love your content. I mentioned your channel in my ebook, Passport Bros, in chapter 7. Oh man, thank you, man. I'm gonna have to. Where is that ebook? Can we get that? Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I want to read that." Rick said, "Those that won't listen will learn one way or another. Some just have to walk the rough roads." Yeah, it's sad though when you're over here because there's no reason to. You've got so many people over here, and you can just use their mistakes, use their experience to help you. Because some guy says, "Oh, it gets tricky coming over there without a tour guide." No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, because all the signage is in English, number one. Number two, a vast many people over here speak English, and they'll be happy to point you in the right direction. Hey, Abel's Journey said, "Mr. Sunshine, congratulations on your dirty kitchen add-on project. It looks great." Thanks, man. I mean, we've fallen in love with it. The kids like it. That way if it's raining, they can play up underneath that. I had no idea he was going to do that. I spent a lot more money than I planned on doing because all we wanted, me and Marilyn, just give me 4 poles with a metal roof going across it to shield them from the sun. That was it. But he doesn't. He's got that carpenter's mindset, that builder's mindset. He probably already saw it in his mind 1,000 times. He's been over here, what he was going to do. But yeah, Etienne, Brazil, I'd love to promote that ebook, man. I want to read it then. He said, Passport Bros in chapter 7. I like to read that, man. Now, I do want to say this. If you're in Cebu, the Tops has been closed for renovation, but they're going to make it's going to be, okay, if you've ever been to the Tops, you go up in the mountains, you can look all out over Moncton Island, all over Cebu. Well, they closed it for renovation. Now when they open it up, it's going to be a whole tourist attraction. Restaurants, street vendors, they've done a whole renovation. They're going to make it just a spectacular. It's going to be like an event now. And I think it opens back up February 14th, if I'm not mistaken. If you're in Cebu, man, you got to go there. The next time I'm in Cebu, we're going. Because I want to see it. I went the very first time I came to the Philippines. But there was nothing up there, just the Tops. We went to the Tops, and we went to the Towers Temple. That's another place. That Leia's temple, the Temple of Leia was not there in 2009. Andrew CJ said, some are prepared, some are not. I already know where the hospital, restaurant, gyms, bike route are before I arrive and have multiple backups. Yeah, but we're just talking about, excuse me, the people and really the Philippines and the culture. There was a landslide, guys. It killed 27 people, 35 injured, 89 missing, 1,315 families affected, like 5,500 people total, 62 homes totally destroyed. This comes on the back of a landslide in that same area 5 days earlier. 5 people are killed. We don't understand that kind of stuff that goes on around the clock over here. Remember, the Philippines is the most disaster-prone place on the planet. So there's always something like that. They're always recovering from something. But yet we'll come over here and be complaining about the place. That's because we're unthinking. We don't even stop to think about all this stuff that goes on. We don't even try to understand what's really happening over here. We just bring all this spoiled stuff over here, all this soft stuff over here, okay, and actually put the people down. They're struggling. They're trying to recover from a damn landslide that then destroyed their entire house, really their whole village. And you're talking about the service at the damn restaurant wasn't what you thought it should be. Man, we got to do better than that, guys. I'm just, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not preaching. But, man, if you want to have a better experience over here in the Philippines, man, you got to get to know the people and the culture and the country a whole lot better than that. I mean, really, man, Big Dog said, "What's up, Cal? What's up, man?" Tita Child said, "Cal, you going to put a grill back there? I'm coming over for some barbecue chicken. I'll bring the sauce." Hey, man, yeah, well, we already got a grill. I mean, OG Fred sent us a nice grill. I'm talking about a real grill. It'll tell how much money he spent on a grill. Now we got a place to put it. And I got some sauce from a guy. He's from, let me think, where's this guy from? He's been married to his wife, his Filipino wife, for 30 years. This is only his second or third time ever coming to the Philippines, man. But he gave me some sauce, man. It's delicious. Hey, Corey Moore, thanks for that super chase. And Calvin, it'd be nice to have a Passport Bro meetup in the Philippines hosted by Sunshine Shoulder. See, that's a great idea. That's a great idea right there. I'm going to do that. The problem would be, where would I do it? Probably Cebu. I mean, or Angeles City, really. But yeah, that's a great idea, Corey. It really is a great idea. What's up, Willis Boykin? Said, "What's up, Cal?" Said, "Whipping up a mini pot of gumbo." Wow. What's schooling them on today? Well, we're going to talk about a few things. We're just talking about getting to know the people and the culture and the country a little bit better than we do when we get here, so we can stop doing a lot of that cringy stuff that we do over here. Number one among them is complaining, bitching and complaining all the time. Not realizing, man, they just recovered from a damn typhoon or earthquake or something like that, and you come over here and say it's too hot. Okay? Oh, I can't find my size shoes over here. Or some bullshit like that. Hey, ETN Brazil Senior, thanks for that super chat. He said, "Yes, sir. If you have Apple phone, it's on the Books app, Amazon Kindle, Barnes and Noble, and all the other platforms." Thank you, sir. What's the name of the? Because I've got Amazon, and I'll support you because I've got some ebooks. They're really not ebooks. They're really more like storybooks that I wrote. So I like to go on there and read that. What's up, Angelo Habib, man? I know you having a good time. I haven't heard from you. You finally got out of that damn bed, didn't you? You're not trying to go home now, are you? Red Spaniard said, "What would be the difference between your meet and greet and a Passport Bro meet and greet?" Well, people seem to think that when I have a meet and greet, it's basically what it is, though. Everybody's invited, but they seem to think that you have to be a follower of my channel to come, but you don't. That's a good question. And see, I would want to make that clear. I want to make that real plain if I decide to do that Passport Bro meetup. It's all Passport Bros. Everybody's inclusive. It's not, you don't have to just follow me. Tita Cha said, "Cal, if I don't listen to anything you say, the one thing we should all remember is give back and helping our communities in the Philippines." See, thank you. You just took this right out of my head. This is the reason I give back, because the Philippines and the Filipino people are always recovering from something. They're always recovering from something. It's one disaster after the other, on top of all the other things they have to endure. No, I'm not responsible for it. I didn't create it, but it doesn't mean that I have to ignore it, that I don't realize that it's going on, because I do. So that's why I give back, man, because they're always going through something. Christopher Hill says, hey, man, thinking about coming there for Christmas. Is it true they take Christmas very seriously? Absolutely, but you can come in September. It starts in September, Christopher. So yeah, the Christmas season starts because there's no Thanksgiving. And they really don't. Some people are starting to observe Halloween, but nothing like in America. Remember, Halloween is second only behind Christmas as far as the money we spend. Dora May said there was an earthquake here in Butuan City yesterday, 5.9 magnitude. My lady was more nervous than me. Must be the ghetto life I grew up in. I was calm and cool. Yeah, my very first earthquake that I ever experienced, I'm talking about where you can actually feel it, Dora May, was in 2011. In 2012. We lived in Moncton. I mean, it was really an earthquake. And then the aftershocks after of it. Yeah, I can't say I was calm and cool, man. Frank Tate said, one of the best things that you can do to make friends in the Philippines is tell the people that you meet, I love the Philippines. This is good advice. Actually, it's great advice because it's true, man. You know, part of their culture is their love for their country and their fellow man. So if you say, man, I really love it over here, and if you really show it, not just tell it, but show it, how happy you are. And one of the ways is don't complain. I mean, if you do, just help. Write it down. Go somewhere where you can scream every 6 months. I got to go somewhere and scream, but I don't complain, especially around other Filipinos, because it's like, if you only knew what they were dealing with versus what you're dealing with. I mean, that's an insult to complain to somebody who's just had their house destroyed by a landslide. Okay, and you're complaining that your plane didn't leave on time or something like that. Hey, what's up? I love the chime. He said, what's up, Cal? We'll be in Cebu in April, taking notes, the tops. Keep the information coming. Are you guys watching the big game in a few hours? Yeah, I'm going to hit I've got that fire stick over there, fully loaded. Yeah, but that's going to be, let's see, what time would that be? About 6:30 in the morning over here. No, maybe 7:30. I forgot. Time went back. Excuse me. It may be later than that, because where is that? Where are they playing that game? On the West Coast? If it's the West Coast, yeah, they probably won't be until 9 or 10 over here. What's up, coffee time? But yeah, let's just kind of keep that in mind when we come over here in the Philippines, that they're always recovering from something, that they go through a whole lot more than what you see. But let's kind of get on the subject a little bit today, because it's Sunday. We go to the store on Sunday, even though I went yesterday for a few things. Are the problems that come with dating young women worth it? And we just simply going to talk about some pros and cons of dating young women over here. Now everybody knows that, I love a tenderoni. Okay. But starting over again is just not in my plans. And that's one of the kinds of dealing with young women over here. You're going to start your life over. You're going to start having those responsibilities that somebody half your age has right now. Because more likely she's fertile. More likely you're going to have children if you haven't had yourself fixed yet. You're going to be just like me. I was 57 when Booby was born. It's like, I love Booby, and that's not a regret, but if I could tell somebody else my age, man, I don't know if you want to do that. Okay, you're not 27. You don't have the energy. You don't have the patience anymore. But remember, now I'm no longer retired. I've got to make it happen for 15 more years, really, until Booby's 18. And, even though my Social Security is going to kick in next year, and then Booby's going to get Social Security too, I'm not really retired. And I don't think guys really think about that. You come over and saddle yourself with all them responsibilities all over again. Be honest, man. Who thought of that? You didn't. All you thinking is she gonna put that thing in your face all day long. That's all you worried about. But trust me. But of course, the pros are, she's young, she's tender, man. She doesn't have a blemish on her, not a scratch. Probably have one Filipino boyfriend or something like that. Very low body count, It's all still there. Everything's in place. Her breasts aren't where her stomach's supposed to be. The stomach is not where her knees are supposed to be. That's a pro. And a lot of us, we haven't been with, when I'm talking about young, I'm talking about legal age, from 18 up. Because it doesn't matter what people say. It's legal age, it's 18. It doesn't matter what anybody says and their attitudes about it. Because maturity is subjective. You can say your woman's mature all day long, and I may think she's not. But from 18, when I'm talking about a young woman, I'm talking about like 18 to 26. Anything after that, she's a grown-ass woman, really on the down slope, even though you don't think that. But yeah, they're young, they're attractive, they're impressionable. See, they don't have a lot of life experience, man. So you can really plant her feet in the right direction. You're talking about helping somebody. Don't do the reverse that a lot of us do. We come over here and we retire 20-year-old women and 25-year-old women. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Because, in 10 years when you're dead, now what? She's what, 28, 35 or something, and don't have a leg to stand on. But they're very impressionable. You can say, hey, you want to go back to school? Do you want to learn a trade? What is it that you want to do? But I don't know if you've ever had a young woman before. It's just, I can't describe it to you. You have to experience it. Frank State said, you might end up on that hamster wheel if you start having kids again. Yeah. See, this is what I'm saying. People don't understand that. You've done all that, Frank. All that's behind you. All of a sudden, you come over here and you start all over again. You don't want to do that, man. Some guy said, Cal, you were low-key, sounds like you were low-key regretting it. No, I'm just sharing my facts with you. Have I made mistakes? Absolutely. But, when you regret, that's something else. That's, you sit there and you think about it all day long and it affects your life. I don't do that. But have I made mistakes over here? Absolutely, man. That if I could stop somebody else from making, Just like, okay, if you got a good woman over here, no matter how easy she came to you or how easy it appears she came to you better hold on to her, man. You better hold on to that because you can't upgrade over here, really. If you got a good woman over here, it's as good as it gets, guys. If you don't listen to nothing else I say today, you cannot upgrade. She's going to have a different face or something like that or whatever, but you're just going to be starting over, spending more money. Okay, now you got this woman over here angry with you. That's Herbert. He's in, he lives in Cebu, right outside Cebu. I can't think of the name of that place you live, Herbert. You tell him because I can't remember. Coffee Time says, is it fair to not give a lady the child she always wanted? Well, see, that's what I'm saying. That's one of the things you have to think about when you come over here and want to deal with young women or younger women. Because if you're 60 years old, remember self-preservation, Coffee Time. So if that's, in your mind, maybe you don't want to deal with a young woman or a young woman who wants more children. I met a guy in Dumaguete on, let's see, what's today? We met him on Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember which day, but anyway, him and his girlfriend, we were just sitting around talking. He said, yeah, I was with a 19-year-old, beautiful, real nice, and she had one child. He said, but by the time we separated, she had 4 children, and none of them was his. She had 3 children, probably by 3 other different guys, but, they're going to be fertile, man. And if you're up there in age like that, maybe you don't want a young woman because it's going to saddle you, man. Remember, I'm not retired anymore, really. I got to make it happen for my daughter, Booby. Whether I want to or not, I got to do it. Okay, Herbert, yeah, Talasai. Yeah, because I had to go through there when my son was living. Before he moved to America, he lived in Naga City. Hey, Frankie Stan says, I have young friends and families over there. Good counsel on thinking about starting over again. I'm 63. Yes, it's something we don't think about, but that's what happens. And that's one of the cons. Okay, I gave you some pros. Let's talk about the cons. Remember, the pros were she's fertile, but the cons is she's fertile. Because I've got friends over here, I don't know if they're fixed or not. Jack Wolfinger, he's 60 and his wife is 23, and I think she wants children. Okay, they don't have much life experience, so they really not going to be able to help you over here. But they don't know anybody really. They probably can't even point you to a nice restaurant. They certainly haven't been anywhere, so that's a con. You're starting your life over. She's a good starting your life over candidate. That's what I put over here. And, you're going to get the stares and the scrutiny. Can you handle that over here? Even though it's not going to be a lot, but you're going to get it. Okay, because they're going to want to hold your hand and, lock arms when you're in the mall and you're 60 and she's 20. And they look 20. Okay, the 20-year-old looks 16. The 22-year-old looks 16. Can you handle that? But until you experience it, nothing I say, you can't even grasp it. The pros and the cons. I say it's worth it. Anything you have to go through, it's worth it. Because starting over again can be good, because you never had that beautiful young woman, 23, 24-year-old, until you were 23, 24. Maybe you messed it up with your wife. Now you can do it all over again. Okay. And it's not out of the question here. It's not something weird. They tolerate it. It's not really accepted, but they tolerate it. Rico XXX says, I see what that flower girl going through with that 4M. It don't look good. Which one is that? What are you talking about? I don't know. Because there's a couple of them online. Like the one guy in Dumaguete, he had a stroke. And they married when she was 19, I think. And he's got a stroke. And it's a couple of them like that. HD Apex says, for those on testosterone treatment, you may not be able to give your woman that child she wants. Think about that if she also wants to start a family. Yeah, that's always going to be the discussion. See, that's the con. If you can't do it, she's always going to be asking to do it. And that may be the end of the relationship, because just like the guy just said, is it fair to not give her the child she wants? That's something you got to think about, man. But it's all worth it, man, when you grab a hold to a young woman like that. I'm not trying to sound cringy. I'm talking about grown people. What two grown people agree to is nobody's business. And she literally melts into you. I mean, everything is perfect. I mean, there's no way I can even explain it. You have to experience it. It's worth all of that. He said, boss man, when are you coming to the States? Probably around May, you know. But, my daughter, she gave me an inkling of what's waiting when I get over that. Okay. I don't know if I can deal with it. I just come to see my grandkids. Far Blazer says, hey, Cal, I'm fixed. So if she can get a child out of me, I will name him Houdini. Yeah, but see, that's the thing, though. Now you got to wonder, is it fair to her? Do you want to deal with that? But at least tell her up front. Give her that choice. It's just like, they can be dishonest with us. They can have children and don't tell you they got it. Or you can be fixed and don't tell her. Tell her up front. Give her that choice. Say, hey, I can't have any children now. Because at first they'll say, oh, it's okay, and blah, blah, blah. But the longer that y'all together, it's going to become a problem. Because they're like any other women, when they love you, they want to have a child with you. It's so easy, we had boobies so easy. It wasn't planned, but hell, it's so easy to do. I mean, they're not going to fight you. And, they're going to drain your damn balls. What's up, Ron? They're going to empty your sack. Big Dog said in the Philippines, family members are available to help with cheap child care. Yeah. Well, hell, they'll want to, especially when the baby's small. But yeah, they're gonna see. That's the good thing about the young girls. They're young, they're energetic, their engine is always running. So you're gonna have an empty sack, if nothing else. Well, this guy said he met the girl. She had one baby. By the time they split up, she had 4. And none of them was his. So if they want a baby, they're going to get it. TJ Johnson says, Diane 35 is widely available throughout the modernized world at affordable prices. Truth will set you free. What's up, California world traveler? What's up, man? He said, Philippines don't have old age homes or retirement. so they want kids to take care of them in the old age. Yeah, that's part of their culture. You know, Marilyn's mother's 68, man. She's in better shape than I am, probably. She's got 3 jobs. She never stops. She's out there doing something now. She's rearranging. We had like a little storage area behind the guest house. She's out there rearranging that. And she doesn't have to do that. But, that's what she does. I mean, you can't stop her. And I wouldn't want to stop her because maybe that would be the end of her. But that's what happens. Then a friend of mine, he lost his mother yesterday. Unexpected. I don't know if it was a heart attack or not. And he's the fitness trainer at the gym, man. He's a great guy, man. And he lost his mother. She probably was in her early 60s, maybe 60. What's up, man? He said from Quezon City. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, I was 57, man. Booby run circles around me. You better hope you got that energy. And see, she unretired me. I got to make it happen now. But, at least for the next year or so, because I received my first Social Security check if the creek don't rise, June of 2025. And I don't know when Booby's going to receive hers. But shortly, at the same time or shortly thereafter. So I got to keep it going until then, but I'm supposed to be retired. No, the pressure is still there, man. The pressure is still there for me to make it happen. That's supposed to be gone when you retire. That's what the whole point of retiring is. So that pressure to make it happen has been removed. But when you over here having children and building houses and doing all the kind of crazy stuff that we do over here without even thinking about it, we unretire ourselves. He said, what's the general consensus on abortion there? Man, it's illegal over here. I mean, it's illegal. It's not like, the legislation and all that, different states like they doing over there. There's no Roe versus Wade over here. It's never existed. So to do that, man, you're really putting the woman's life in jeopardy because she's going to have to do some back alley stuff over here. Some real dangerous stuff. I don't even think you even want to talk to a woman like that. I don't know. I'm sure they have them over here. Okay. But I've never heard them really talk about it over here. It's a real religious society, which doesn't mean a whole lot, but they don't talk about abortion. Remember, the population in the Philippines has doubled in the last 40 years. Look it up if you think I'm joking. So no, they're not having an abortion. Frank Tate said, the young Filipinos want their child with you. I never had one that didn't ask for one. Yeah, and it's pretty easy, too. If you're still able to have children, man, you really have to be careful if that's not something you want. Because there's no protection, and she really wants you, when I was dealing with the dreamer, she used to try to hold me down. I would, take off, of course I was 3 times as strong as her, but she wanted me to empty my sack inside of her and I wouldn't do it. I mean, yeah, birth control is readily available. It is. But he's talking about abortions, TJ. He didn't say birth control. Yeah, he said, fire blazer said, Cal, we do not want to unretire. Slap me upside the head if I unretire myself. He said, I can see why his expats end up moving there. Yeah, it's a difference. You know, you live your whole entire life, you live in one place, really. So now it's a change of pace. You want to come here for the same reason they want to come to where you live. It's just a change of pace. But I think it's real beneficial to us to come into a society where it's okay for an older man to date a young tenderoni. I don't know when the last time you had a tenderoni, but you know, you can get hooked on it. He said the most faithful country is not having that. Now, not abortions, okay? Hey, what's up, Quintessential One? Now, they don't play that. I've never heard of anybody having an abortion. He said, Robert Dame, welcome to the chat. Your birth control is readily available here. He said, when you come into Brazil, man, me and Merlin was watching something on the YouTube on Brazil. I think it was Ipanema Beach. Man, I tell you know, once we get Maryland his tourist visa, we'll start traveling like that. Because if I go to, I'm afraid if I go to Brazil, I'm going to like it too much. I wouldn't want to come back here. So I'd have to have her with me to keep me honest. And that's just being honest, man. Okay. Um, if I went to Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, I wouldn't come back. And see, I've got a 3-year-old daughter over here. Okay, Leroy Nichols says, I'm retired, disabled veteran with military and social security. How do I like Cagayan de Oro? You mean, I don't understand. What do you mean? How would you like it? We had a meet and greet there back in, was it August or October? Can't remember. September. And I like Cagayan de Oro. It's really changed. It's really grown. Hi, open, let Curly in or out. He's screaming out here. It's grown a lot. I dated a woman there in 2010. And I liked it then, but it's really grown a lot. I've got a good friend there, Claude. Him and his wife, they just got married back in November. So I think you'll like it. Grumpy Dubran said, Cal will never retire. You work out regularly. Most retired do not. I would never retire. I like keeping mentally active and physically as much as my limitations allow. Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, you know, from work, not from life. We're not going to retire from life. But we want to retire from work, though. And when you start having children at 60 and 55, and you got to unretire yourself in a lot of ways. Well, hell. He said, laugh my ass off. I hear you, Cal. Yeah, you know, she's trying to hold me down. I'm like, hold on. You know, it's going in the wrong place. TJ Johnson said, LOL. Man said he's going to wife Bunda under reason for visit on the customs form. Oh, Bunda. Oh, okay. Okay, you never had children. Okay. So can you have children or not? Because they want you to empty yourself. Oh, he says, yes, I have a friend that I've been talking to for a year and a half. Yeah, I mean, so what's she been doing for a year and a half, Leroy? See, this is what we don't understand. Remember, they're women. And we were having a discussion in Dumaguete about this, where some guy, he said that he had been, you know, chatting and all of a sudden he was going to make the move over here. But when he did, found out that the woman had been with, a Filipino boyfriend the whole time. Because I see that all the time, guys, I see that all the time. I mean, they're women, guys. I don't know, and I really don't care. It's just more publicity for me. These guys, they're clout chasers. They want to pull themselves up on my back instead of their content. But you have to ask him that. I don't know him. Yeah, he says she has 2 kids and I've talked to them. Yeah, I mean, they're all in on it. I'm not saying that she's not a bad woman or anything, but a year and a half is a long time. Why haven't you, if you're retired, why haven't you been over here to see the woman? Do you have your passport? I mean, what's holding you back? I mean, Nate says, what are some of the advantages of dating a woman in her early 30s versus one in her 20s? Which one would you recommend? Well, obviously, the one in the 30s has a lot more life experience. She probably can help you in a lot of ways that the 20-year-old can't. It's an individual thing, but if it was my first time over here, I'd have to go for the woman in her 20s versus the 30s, because the woman in the 30s, more likely, is going to have a lot of baggage. Probably have 1 or 2 children, set in her ways, They're looking for foreigner for different reasons than a woman in her 20s, because Merlin says all the time, yeah, those women in the 20s, they're just having fun. Okay, well, maybe that's what the man wants. Maybe he wants fun. But the 30s, they're looking to trap you. They're looking really to tie you down. And a 30-year-old woman over here is older, man. She's very old. Remember, they're about 7 or 8 years older than the Western women because they start out 7 to 8 years younger doing stuff. Merlin was 11 when she started taking care of her younger siblings while her mother was in Manila. I'm talking about she was the one that looked after them, made sure they ate, made sure their clothes was washed, made sure they had some place to stay. At 11, okay? So when you date a woman 30, because I was talking to a guy chatting with him yesterday, he said he's 60 and the woman's 50. I wouldn't date a 50-year-old woman over here. I don't care what she looks like. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, he said, what's she doing? Yeah, this is my question. Now, hopefully she's not getting her macaroni and cheese whipped up into a goofy frost for her 12 to 18 months. Yeah, they're doing something. They're human beings. I mean, I don't know what you would be doing. Um, Waiting. What are you waiting on, man? Get on over here. Grumpy Dude Brand said, fortunately, the girls I have met are mostly single moms with no desire for another kid. See, now that would be the way to go if you don't want to have any children and you're dealing with young women because you say, hey, you already got children. He says, I met a couple who had hysterectomies already, but I can afford the 700 pesos a month for the Diane 35 pill. Yeah, from Bayer. He says, I have a Pinoy co-worker, and even though he's on the hamster wheel, he still travels there 3 or 4 times a year. Oh, he's okay. He's finishing up personal matters. He'll be there. Wow, 8 more months? Yeah. So I know you're sending money then. I would stop sending that money, man. You know, you're going to retire the woman without even being over here. At least be over here when we retire the women, guys. Don't retire them from overseas. And that's what a lot of us are doing. You know, you're taking away a lot from her life when you let her just sit like that. You said she got 2 children because it's a double standard when it comes to you and a Filipino man. Okay, now I've got children by two women here who had children before. The fathers do absolutely nothing for them, but they're on my case to do something for the children. It's a double standard. So let her get out there and work for those two kids. Hopefully she's already doing it. Most of them do. Rico XXX says, before you stop using protection, make sure both of you go get checked. Yeah. Well, we seem to not want to do that. We're afraid of hurting our feelings, Rico XXX. He said, macaroni and cheese. Yeah. Somebody's knocking in boots. He says, are you afraid of that oil change? He says, absolutely no money at all. I don't know, Leroy, if she's still going to hang in there with you all that time. Remember, you're talking to a veteran over here, Leroy. There's no Filipino woman's going to talk to you for a year and a half for nothing. She's going to be, if that's the case, if you're not sending her anything, then she's certainly with somebody else. I mean, there's no reason for her not to be now. You're not sending any money. What's up, Robert Dane? Augustine says, if you don't come back from Brazil, you lose your investment, your house. Well, see, it never was my house. That's not what's holding me here. You know, Booby is an American citizen. But guess what? She's going to grow up in the Philippines. She needs a place to stay. So I went house poor when I built this house. I spent everything I had because I know how important that is. I've been over here long enough, guys, to know the country, the people, the culture. See, so no, I never lose my investment. As long as she's able to come home from school and have a place to sleep, place to eat, no, that's a great return on my investment. I'll never lose that. You know, I don't have that Western mindset anymore, Augustine. You know, I'm not worried about that, whether I can own the land or not. See, I had to cut myself off from that because you never really own it anyway. When you die, what happens? Who owns it? Who owns it then? Coffee Time says, find a poor, educated woman. You can't teach a rich Filipino to live poor if something happens. Well, hell, how are you going to find a rich Filipino? He said, exactly what are the problems being discussed here? Well, we're just talking about the pros and cons of dating young women. You know, is it worth all the trouble that you may have to go through? Because obviously the pros are she's young, she's energetic, everything's still in the right place. Her breasts aren't where her stomach is supposed to be. She has a very low body count. She's impressionable. She's fertile. I mean, she's eye candy. And with men, you know, we go by what we see. But some of the cons is she's fertile. So that means she's a good starting your life over candidate. If you want to start your life over, if you want to unretire yourself, like a lot of us do over here, that's why you see guys going back and forth now. They either come over here and have children, or come over here and get married, and they saddle themselves with all these bills and all these responsibilities when you're supposed to be retired. Grumpy Dude Brand was talking about having a woman doing single mothers. Well, that's very expensive here because now you got to take care of the children too. Okay? Don't forget that. And so now the $1,000 budget is out the window. I don't care what anybody says. If you're single, Hey, King Arthur, thank you for your support, brother, your continued support. And welcome to the Sunshine Shoulders community. I can show you how you can live off 1,000. There's no way in the world you can't do that if you're single. But they fight back because they know you're not going to be single. Okay? Because you're going to have an opportunity to be with women that you could only dream about here lately in the last few decades. And you're not going to pass up that opportunity. It's going to be hard to do. Yeah, guys, let's hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you like my content, man. It helps my channel. That's the least you could do. Some people, they can't send a super chat. They can't afford to join the membership. But hell, you can like and subscribe. That way it gets my content and my channel out to more people. This old silly algorithm, man. Andrew said single all last year, never went over 50,000 pesos in Duma, Bahal, and Cebu money. Yeah, if you're single, it'll be hard to do unless you're staying in one of those hotels or something. You're paying $30 a night. If you come here in St. Carlos, you rent that 10,000 peso per month apartment with 3 or 4,000 for electric, maybe another 200-300 for your water. You're not going to go over 1,000, guys. $28 a month for your immigration. Okay, but the minute you put that woman in there, you're going to go over, it's going to blow that away. Now, the question you should be asking is, can I live on 1,000 a month? Okay, or, because when most people do that, remember we had this budget discussion a couple of weeks ago, it's really what people are talking about is their experience. They can't live off 1,000. So they're telling you that you can't do it. But there's no way they can tell you that you can't do it when there's millions of Filipinos over here doing it. I'm talking about middle-class Filipinos who aren't eating dried fish every day. They're eating regular food like you. Okay, if you come over here and you meet a Filipino that's earning, that would be, okay, if the peso is 55.91, let's make it 56. You're talking about 56,000 pesos a month. That's a damn good job, okay? The only women that I know and people I know who are earning that kind of money over here that I know personally are the vloggers, okay? And that's why I can't knock the women because if you've got the ability to monetize a YouTube channel, okay, why not? That young woman, July, has 40,000 subscribers. And she's got some affiliate membership. There's no telling how much money she's earning. Plus the thirst dollars, guys. There's no telling how much money that young lady's earning. I got a pat on the back. But there's guys who were all in my comments putting her down. I'm like, guys, you can't do what she does. Yeah, he said drinking helps too much too. I mean, drinking water helps a lot too. That's right, because that's what I was talking about yesterday. Are you really hungry or are you thirsty? A lot of times we're thirsty, man. Hey, thank you, Sam W. For your, he gifted 5 Sunshine Shoulders memberships. Wow. Oh, man, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen. I really, really appreciate that. But yeah, that's a lot of money, 56,000. Okay, you're never gonna meet anybody like that. If you do, consider yourself fortunate. But you're gonna tell me that if they can't do it, they're not gonna be eating fried fish every day. They're gonna be eating meals just like you. But you have to have some discipline. But to say that you can't do it, that's not true. Maybe they can't do it, but I'm not gonna tell anybody else what you can't do, period. Because they'll tell you, oh, you can't handle these young women over here. Well, maybe you can't handle them, because I damn sure can. Let's see what Tito Cha says. Let's see. He said, guys are putting July down because she doesn't need to marry a 70-year-old. Yeah, now she doesn't. She's pulled herself up by her own bootstraps. That's what I said at the end of the video. I said, these are the type of women you want to deal with. Imagine if that was your woman and you've already, because, I'm pretty sure she's had some help getting to where she is, where you could help her do that. That's one of the pros, remember, of dealing with a young woman. She's impressionable. You can plant her feet going in the right direction. You can say, hey, do you want to do a YouTube channel? I can help you. Talk about this, where this, where that. And next thing you know, boom, you're earning 100,000 pesos a month. That's a lot of money over here, man. Don't let nobody tell you it's not. It's not even 2,000 US dollars, but it's 100,000 pesos. We live in a peso economy here. We don't live in a dollar economy. Remember, turn that exchange off. It's 100,000 pesos, man, when the average salary over here is 18,000. And now all of a sudden you're at 100,000 or 56,000. You should be able to do it. I'm not going to tell you you're not. Okay, I'm sorry, Rashad. I meant to. It should be right in the front of this video. Look down below me. You should see that join right above, right below you're going to see my, how many subscribers I've got. Should be right below that. And Tito Chuck said, Beach, what I'm saying is she is financially independent, don't need a foreigner. As Cal said, the thirst meter will sustain her. Yeah, the only advice I gave her, I said, look, buy you a house and a lot. I said, don't just waste your money away over here, traveling and buying this and buying that, because YouTube is so fickle. Strike while the iron is hot. That way you can always look back and say, hey, I've got this house and lot. Because anything could happen. You can't be playing around. She's a Filipino. She's not a foreigner. You can't be playing around over here. If you can afford it, you need to go on and build that house now and buy that lot. Sew that up and get that on out of the way. Because anything could happen. It could turn on you. People are fickle. They'll start watching your channel. You see where, and I told her to stay single as long as you possibly can. Because you see, her videos get a lot of views, but when she's interviewing me, she didn't get a lot because people are jealous. They want her. She says she gets so many proposals, she said. I can imagine. Guys sending her money, they want to meet her and all of that. So when they have a man on the channel, they're like, I ain't watching that. But that's the only advice I gave her. And I said, don't stop doing what's got you to this point. I mean, yeah, I understand, I like to see her channel going in other directions and this and that, but don't stop doing that, because that's what we want to see. We want to talk about women. We want to talk about sex. That's all they want to do. And they're going to keep sending you that money. But you start talking about the famous restaurants and Cebu and all that, they're going to shut you down. But yeah, I didn't give any advice, because evidently she's doing something else. She needs to give me some advice. In other words, you go from, okay, I met her in September on my walk. I've got to give her credit. She's legit, man. No matter what these haters say. This woman rode her motorcycle on the way to school. She said she was almost late. She said, but I wanted to, meet you. I wanted to, support your walk. She had 4,000 subscribers in September. Now she's sitting on 40,000. She's getting ready to hit Filipino P numbers. Anytime you got 70,000 views on a damn live stream, it's ridiculous. I mean, she's doing something right. Beach of Life says that Rashad Smith, look for the join button next to the channel name. Yeah. He said right next to the subscribe button. He said, do you prefer Cebu over Manila? I do. Only because, Manila is just too congested, man. It's just too many people there. That's the only reason. When we were in Angeles City, then we came back through Manila on the way home, we stopped at the Mall of Asia. It's just too many people for me. For me, I can't deal with that. A lot of people like that, Leroy. Cebu's got a lot of people, but not like Manila. I mean, that mall, there was a million people in that mall. And you're saying, Cal, you're crazy. No, I'm telling you the truth. There was a million people in that mall. 500,000 at least. Far too many for me. Every restaurant, you're waiting to be served. You're waiting in line. Every store, I can't deal with that. He says, the small town I come from has 33 OFW Filipino school teachers. Their husbands work at the local Native American Indian casino. Okay, so there are OFWs in America? Is that what they are? Oh, school teachers. Okay, yeah. Because remember, a lot of Filipinos, they pull themselves up by their own bootstraps, guys. That are sitting around on these dating sites. Nurses, anybody in the healthcare field, teachers, seamen. Thailand Inner Circle says a lot of people get a little YouTube channel, a little YouTube money, and they wasted trying to rent a big life instead of investing in their security. Yeah, that's what I told her. I said, look, you getting it now. You getting that bag now. Buy you a house and a lot. If you don't do nothing else. Now, she did renovate. She bought her mother and father farm, and she renovated their house. Yeah, but now it's time for you to buy you a house. Because, don't piss it away. YouTube is funny, man. YouTube is funny. Hey, Uncle Buck, he said, hello, brother. Keep up the good work and love the show. No bullshit. Straight to the point. How's Curly handling being a dad? Man, the more I look at that dog, I'm like, that's not Curly's dog. It's not Curly's baby. But Curly treats him like it's his son. But that's not Curly's. And see, we don't want anymore. I seen Curly sniffing around her yesterday. I'm like, no, we don't need no more. We got to take that dog and get her spayed, get her spayed and neutered. Frank Tate said you're going to teach these younger women how to make money and what to do with it. You want to teach her because you want her to be able to take care of herself when you're gone. Yeah, see, that's one of the pros of dealing with a younger woman. She's like clay, guys. When you're dealing with these women 30s and on up, man, they're already set in their way. At some point, they're gonna stop listening to you. Okay, as much as I love Marilyn, she don't listen to me, man. Only certain things. I can't tell Marilyn nothing. She knows more than me. I mean, and it's crazy. But a younger woman, she'll listen to you. But the older women, you can't tell them nothing about raising kids and doing this, doing that. No. The only thing Marilyn listens to me is when it's time for the tune-up. She always listens to me then, but that's it. Anything else, she will not listen. Because she had a headache last night, right? I said, look, we got a whole bottle of aspirin in there. Sam Champion sent me a whole thing of aspirin. I said, that's what they're for. She never took it. She thinks I don't know anything, right? Hey, Mo Alpo 81, thanks for that super chat. He said, so many people let what they hear go in one ear and right out the other. People need to listen and learn from what information is offered. And the smart ones do, man. That's a great point. Eleanor Roosevelt said it all, man. She broke the internet, as far as I'm concerned, when she said that. Learn from the mistakes of others because you won't live long enough to make them all, man. You just die. I mean, if I see guys over here stumbling over themselves, making mistakes, that's why I give you the mistakes I made. That's why I tell you, we got to stop retiring these women, man. We got to stop retiring these women, man. We're not doing them any damn good when we do it. Imagine retiring a woman at 22 or 23. Are you really doing her a favor? You're not. It's okay. You're like, okay, just get a job. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to pay all the bills. But I want you to work. I want you to make your own way in life because I'm not going to always be around. And then if I do build a house, I want you to be able to maintain it. I'm going to get Marilyn her fitness certificate because everywhere we go, women are asking her, hey, can you work with me? I said, Marilyn, that's just the universe telling you to get your damn certificate. I'm talking about women who are married to foreigners who can afford it, who can afford to pay her. Okay, because Marilyn is in great shape, man. I'm talking about, she got muscles, man. She got it all. And you can look at her now. She just looks like a fitness trainer. Everywhere we go, people want her help. I said, do it. Beach of Life says, I love Manila, but I can only handle a week or 10 days. Then I got to get the fuck out. Yeah. And you can handle more than me. I can't handle 10 days there. Even though it's a lot of stuff I like, everything to do is in Manila. If you can deal with that traffic, man, you can deal with those crowds. You don't have any problem. I mean, okay, when you go to Mall of Asia, across the street, they call it the New Baywalk. It's got the big Ferris wheel and all the restaurants and vendors and everything. They got a nice park over there. It's 1 million people over there. I mean, it's hundreds of thousands of people over there. It's just too many people. Hey, pretty woman in classic cars. He said, peace and blessings. He says, are you saying Curly stepfather? Yeah, I believe he is, man, because I don't know. He's not Curly, man. Curly's ears stick straight up. His ears are down like this, like his mother's. It may be, but the more I'm looking at him, the more he's not. He says, I've seen men that have YouTube channels in the Philippines hating on you, and it makes me mad, like that Mike guy. Yeah, but don't get mad, man. They call that poaching. And you'll see a lot of that on YouTube. Okay, say for instance, you see Shannon Sharp and Cat Williams interview. Well, a lot of people are poaching off of that. They'll just come up with a different title, and then they'll show you or talk about what they've already talked about. Well, they're just poaching off of me. They're making me their content. The only thing I'm really mad about is I'm not getting paid. They're not paying me for that. But don't get mad. Just don't click on it. I mean, I've never made a video about uh, another man, and I never will. I can say never. I never will. I mean, I just won't do it. He says these Filipinos hate pills and taking medication. They would rather pick a leaf off the bush and rub it on their forehead. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, Merle don't listen to anything I say. Sometimes I get annoyed about it, but then other times I'm like, okay, well, I'm retired. You know, even though I'm not retired, I'm not going to be retired until I turn 62 and I start getting that pension. But sometimes I have to back off. I'll be like, okay, because it'll piss you off, man. You'd be like, well, uh, I am 60 and you are 41. I think I was already in the Navy before you were born. Herbert says, yeah, Cal, they know everything and have no money. They certainly, at some point, it's gonna piss you off. At some point, they start knowing more than you. But I'm gonna tell you something. A guy told me this not too long ago. He's an Australian, and he said, Cal, because he was over there talking to me when I was doing the Are You Smarter Than a grade 5 student game. And I was like, man, everybody seems like they're just too shy. Why don't they want this free money? He said, Cal, I was talking to a priest, and he said he asked the priest, he says, why don't Filipinos talk to me? He said, they act like they're afraid of me. He said, no, they're not afraid of you. He said, they think they're better than you. And it shocked me. I've never, no one's ever told me that. I've never felt that. But I can kind of understand it now because really, I'm telling you, Marilyn thinks she knows more than me. She does not think I know anything about anything, guys. I've raised more children than her, but I can't tell her anything about raising boobies. She won't listen, and this is something you're going to have to get used to if you start dealing with women over here. They know every damn thing. They don't think you know anything. Okay. Hey, big dog, thanks for that super chat. He said, if you're not willing to make a girl a woman, don't waste her time. Motherhood is very important to Filipinos. It is, man. It's just one of the kinds, guys, of dealing with younger women. They're fertile. You're going to start your life over dealing with a young woman here. But yeah, it's not fair. It really is not fair to be 60 and fixed already, and you're dealing with a 22-year-old, and she's going to want to have children. How do you fix that? I don't know. Maybe you don't want to deal with her. Maybe you want to deal with a 22-year-old who already has a child. All right? Because it's more than money. Yeah, that's the base. It starts with that. But eventually, once you've already done everything for her and now she's used to living that lifestyle, now she's going to go back. Reality's going to kick in. She's going to look around and she's going to be the only one with no children. She's going to want a child. He said they pissed me off as much. Yeah, I'm just telling you guys my experience, man, over here. I've never met a Filipina that didn't eventually think she knew more than me. My wife is the same way. My son's mother, you can't tell him nothing. It's like, you can't tell me anything. Okay. So you stop trying to tell him anything. He says, Gloryville says, not all women are seeing someone on the side when they're not with their husband. Well, who said that? especially when they're not with their husband, especially if they're married. You know, no, Filipinos are committed. You know, there's always the exception, but we're saying if we were talking about Leroy. Leroy said he's been chatting with a woman. If this is what you're talking about, Glory, I don't know if this is what you're talking about. But he says he's been chatting with the Filipino for a year and a half. He says he's not sending any money. And I'm saying, well, she's a woman. I mean, she's not going to consider herself in a relationship with you if you're not helping her. Okay, she's probably dealing with somebody else then, which would be nothing wrong with that. She's not married to him. And now he's saying he's not going to be able to come over for another 8 months. No, not all women. We don't paint all women as doing anything on my channel. I know that for a fact. I've been living there on and off for 15 years. Doesn't make me an expert, but I know not to do that. Of all things, I'm not going to paint them with a brush, but I'm just telling you that all the women I've dealt with at some point, they're smarter than me. Especially when they find out I don't have a college degree. Now they really think they're smarter than me, because they do. College degree is nothing but a piece of paper. Hey, Arthur Ward, he said, Calvin, I'll be in the Philippines on March 27th. When and where's the next meet and greet? Well, we're trying to get one set up for this month. I don't know about March. Maybe we'll have that Passport Bro meet and greet. Yeah, he said, great point. I quickly picked up on that know-it-all stance online. Yeah, you're not going to be able to tell them anything. They think they know more than you. I've just been my experience. I've never met a woman who didn't eventually think that she knew more than me, and I couldn't tell her nothing. It didn't mean anything. I mean, because like I said, I'm older now. I'm able to be like, okay, but when you do need me, I'm going to be here, because you're going to need me. He said, AC King said, every woman I ever met thought she knew more than me, no matter what the situation was. See, I just couldn't remember my American wife ever being that way. I'm pretty sure she was. But over here, it's apparent. I mean, once she gets comfortable with you, that's going to come out. You're not going to be able to give her any information about shopping or nothing. I mean, just the simplest stuff. I can't tell Merlin nothing. She's not going to listen. So I said, okay. Yeah, what's up, 53 Shades? He's back in the Matrix. Yeah, he's back in the Matrix, man. He said the minute he got back, he knew he was home too. It's a big difference over there. He said, do you know a good hotel in Davao? I stayed in, and remember, I'm a 2-star, 3-star guy. I stayed in my hotel, but they've got a real nice one right across the street. It's real nice, but you're not going to have a problem. If I were you, I'd do the Airbnb thing. He says, I'm hating this crap for real. There's no way, man, that you can't see the difference. Like, you can't feel the difference. If you've been in the Philippines for 4 or 5 months like you were, then you go back to the Matrix, yeah. Market Focus says, I told my ex-Filipino girlfriend to be careful crossing the street in Cebu. She took her sweet time crossing the street and almost got hit by a car. They never listen. I'm telling you, man, just something that I've noticed. They're not going to listen to you, man. He says, I'm a retired MS, one in the Navy. He said, you were in MS? Yeah, I was. I worked in cargo on the USS John F. Kennedy because they had enough cooks. I only cooked when I was stationed in Millington, Tennessee. I was stationed at the Naval Air Station, and I would cook breakfast a lot of times because that was like an A school location. It'd be a lot of, school students coming through the chow hall, and I'd sit there, man. They showed you how to, how to make those omelets. You pour the eggs all on the grill, the flat grills. Then you cut them up. You put the cheese, and then you just flip, 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 flip. Put them on the plate. I used to do that, man, for 2 or 3 hours in a row. Or they'd have me in the back. I'd be making pancakes. But once I got on the USS John F. Kennedy, I never cooked again. I never cooked. I was in cargo. I was in charge of 13 storerooms. He said, man, that 4:30 wake up for KP duty gives me PTS. See, we did breakouts in cargo. So that meant, okay, you either work day shift, a 12-hour day shift, or a 12-hour night shift when you're out to sea. Whenever you work night shift, you did the breakouts for the kitchens. We had we had the captain's mess, officer's mess. We had the forward and aft chow hall. So we were breaking out for like 4 or 5 different cafeterias, so they give us a list of stuff we needed. That's what we did at night. Now, during the day, we would just be on call if somebody needed something. He said, I remember that, Cal. I was rough seas. We had scrambled eggs only. Yeah, I was on land, and I'd go down. I'd be getting them out, man. But that's all you would do. He says, even holding a 4-year degree in law, I know damn well college does not make you smart. I got a brother, he got a PhD, man, and that's all he talks about, but he can't rub 2 nickels together. He married a woman who had a lot of money, through divorcing her prior husbands. She had property, and, by the time they got together, she started getting up in age and started selling the properties. And so, and then she died of a heart attack suddenly and left him some money. Well, other than that, his degrees didn't do him a lot. B. Cox says, why she only need to rely on your income if she has 2 college degrees? Well, I'm just saying that's how they are over here. Because for one thing, they don't earn a lot of money. But they don't look at it like that. They're coming from a different culture. Okay, this is the thing that I'm just trying to share my information. You know why. If you're dealing with a Filipina, you know why, because it doesn't matter how many degrees she has, B. Cox. She's not going to earn a lot of money. Maryland's got a 4-year college degree, a real college degree. Okay, Maryland has a teacher's degree, but she was working as a bookkeeper. But she wasn't going to earn a whole lot of money. Let's say, for instance, she was earning 15. Let's say she was earning the 18,000 average salary that's over here, 18,000 pesos. You do the math and see how much that is. What's that, $300 a month? That's why. Okay? You guys who come over here and say, oh, I'm with this, I'm with that, you're lying. I live here. I know how much they're making at City Hall and everything like that. Unless they're a nurse, a very experienced nurse, doctor, business owner, a real business owner, they're not earning a lot of money, guys. You got to understand, 2/3 of the people over here earn less than $2 a day. Okay, because they're not even working real jobs. They're getting paid under the table. So if you're married to a Filipino, which I don't know if you are or not, you know better. But of course, you're going to always be the exception. Oh, my wife earns this and that. Well, okay, well, that's just the exception. The rule is they don't earn a lot of money. Okay, that's the rule. Joseph says, where the Marines? Yeah, where are the Marines on ship? Yeah, that's right. He says the black mess men would tell us not to drink the punch. I guess it had urine in it. Well, we didn't play that. We didn't do that on my ship. People we have a public trust, man, and we lived up to it. I can honestly say I can't speak for everybody because I wasn't looking over anybody's shoulders, but if somebody did that, I mean, really, that's why they don't play that in America. You see where the guy, they gave him 3 years. The stupid fool was at the Detroit Tigers baseball game making pizzas, and he hawked and spit inside of a woman's pizza, while he was making it, right? And one of the workers told on him. They gave his ass 3 years. They should have gave him more than that. You got a public trust, and then what you look like spitting in somebody's pizza. See, that's why I don't eat out a lot anyway. It's because I don't trust people. I don't trust people, man, when it comes to my food. I can't afford to eat out a lot, but that's why I don't eat out a lot. Now, Kevin, him and Jenna Lynn, they took us out to lunch the other day in Dumaguete. It's a place called Cafe Racer. If you're ever there, you go and eat there, man. I'm going to tell you. They talk about a cut of filet mignon. Real filet mignon was delicious, man. 469 pesos. And then you get 2 sides with it. They treated us to lunch, but I didn't even know. See, that's a good thing about living in these bigger cities over here. If you know where to go, you can get just about anything here that you could get at home. I mean, this was real steak. He said they get their meat from Australia. But it was delicious, man. It's the first time I had a piece of steak that I enjoyed in the Philippines, and but it's been years. Because when I lived in Zamboanga, though, they sell T-bone steaks at the grocery. And my wife was an excellent cook. So, yeah, whenever they had them, but this piece of cut was delicious. But, B. Cox, man, you need to stop, man, really. You always come on here with that stuff, man. If you're married to a Filipino, man, the women aren't earning a lot of money over here. If you were talking to me, maybe you were talking to somebody else in the chat. It's not like you're in America, where if you don't have a college degree and your woman does, yeah, she's probably going to be earning more than you. But over here, it doesn't mean anything, really. It's a step up. It gives them an edge over somebody who doesn't have a college degree. Because in some places like the Pancake House in Cebu, we asked the lady, she said, yeah, you have to have a college degree. That's one of the requirements for working there. Because they got a sign up, we're hiring. And we just asked her what was the requirement. She said, yeah, you have to have a 4-year college degree, among other things. Hey, Mr. Ringo, thanks for that super chat. He says, the less you know, the more you think you know. Obviously, knows no borders. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's just that they don't respect you, or they don't respect what you know when you're over here. Like, you don't know anything about my country. You can't tell me anything. I don't know what it is. I just know that it's real. I've experienced it with every woman I've ever dealt with. Doesn't matter how old they are or young they are. You can't tell them anything. And I guess they figure, well, you're in my country. You don't know anything about it. Here's how we do things over here. Your input's not needed. Just your money. Okay? That's all they need. Yeah, he said, much respect to the Navy vets in the chat. My dad is Marine and my brother and I are Army vets. Yeah, I didn't know until I joined the Navy that the Marines and the Navy are the same branch. They're under the same Department of the Navy. Because we always had Marines around us. Even when I was on the Naval Air Station in Millington. A lot of Marines on that base. And every ship, I was only on that one ship. Plenty, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. He said Calvin was talking to LaChan, 300 a month in their culture can still be a retirement income. Well, it could be. That's a damn good job over here. because most of the people I know over here, they don't make anywhere near 18,000. I'm just talking about the ones I know. I don't know a whole lot. But if you're earning 18,000 over here, that's a lot of money. Now the call center agents, they earn a lot of money. You know, they can. They have the potential to earn, especially the ones in Cebu and Manila. I mean, in 2010, they were earning 40,000 a month. So there's no telling what they're earning now. But the lady that lived in the apartments we lived in, she was a call center agent. She was making 40,000, and that included bonuses. So there's no telling um, how much they're earning now. A Italian inner circle says, I usually don't eat beef here. Aussie beef does not have the same flavor as USDA beef. Well, he said this beef was from Australia. It's a whole lot better than Filipino beef, I would say. It was delicious, though. I mean, it was the first piece, it was the first cut of beef I tasted in a long time. Remember, I've been gone from Zamboanga for 5 years, really, since then, because they got real T-bone steak there, and it's really good if you know what you're doing. Yeah, he said, two people I don't argue with, the chef and the doctor. You're right. Because I went to a restaurant here in St. Carlos City and I ordered their steak. I said medium well. And for anybody who doesn't know, you know now, you always have to order a cut above. So if you want medium well, you tell them well. If you want rare, you say medium rare. And they're going to give you rare. If you say medium well, they're going to give you medium. So just say well, but I didn't know. So they gave me, because all they're hearing is the medium. So they gave me a medium rare. So I sent it back. I said, I want well. But they come back. It's medium well. I'm like, it's, I can't eat it when it's sticky and pink in there. Some people can. But I never sent it back again because I said, no, I don't want to piss them off. Okay. Hey, Go B Franklin said, thank you, Cal. Thanks for the super chat. He said, thank you, Cal, for everything you do. I'll be back in February for 3 months and hope to attend a group meetup. All the best. Now, you talking about next February or this February? Because it's already February. I guess you're talking about next February. Wow. Are you retired? Are you still on the hamster wheel? Go be Franklin. He said, what's MLM? That's multi-level marketing. You don't want to deal with that. You don't want to deal with that. That's a pyramid scheme, basically. The only pyramid scheme that's been allowed to operate for all these years is what's the one? Amway. The rest of them, and in Amway, you're not really going to get up there, man. I was working at DuPont Chemicals. Now this guy, and in DuPont Chemicals, you earn a lot of money, man. This was in the early 1992. I mean, I was earning what, $19 or $20 an hour then. If you work on Sunday and all that, it's double time. Well, anyway, my manager, which they're paid different because he's management. But anyway, he still was earning good money. He's an Amway distributor, trying to get me involved. So I go to his house because he wants to be a diamond. He opens up his garage and it's full of detergent and everything. He's buying all the stuff himself so he can move up. His name was George Johnson. I never forget him, man. He was a great guy, but I'm like, you already earning all this money here. What do you need to Amway for? And you've got to, recruit other people, and they've got to sell, and they got to recruit and sell. And Leave that alone, guys. Mike Dawsonville said, my wife is the same way. It's not that they know more than you. It's the thick culture barrier that's between us. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Mike, because um, they just won't listen. She won't listen to me. I could give her just something simple, man, and Marilyn won't listen. She won't do it. But if I say, hey, honey, come on in here, my love's coming down, and blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that, then she's right there. That's the only time she'll listen to me. If I say anything else, like, hey, take an aspirin, or, quit feeding Booby so much rice. Booby's half American, half Filipino. Rice is sugar, basically. It's not, they consider rice to be like a nutritious meal. It's not. There's nothing really nutritious about rice. But they will admonish their kids to eat rice like my mother used to admonish us about eating vegetables. Okay, and I don't get, but there they go. At the 5 minutes later, they're feeding Booby rice. I'm like, well, Booby's 3 years old. She knows when she's hungry. Stop feeding her on this schedule. They won't listen. They continue to do it. So when Booby don't eat, they fall chasing Booby around with the spoon and the bowl because she's not hungry. But they eat on a damn schedule. And that's what's going to happen when you come over here. And if you have a live-in partner, you're going to eat breakfast, and then 30 minutes later, they're getting ready to serve you lunch, asking you what you want for lunch. What's that? Well, hell, I just got finished eating breakfast. The same with dinner. And you got to be careful over here, man. And you'll gain a lot of weight eating like that. Frank Stan said, you can telephone, telegraph, and teletype, but you can't tell a woman. Yeah, you're right. You can't. I didn't realize this. Maybe because I was drunk all the time over there. Hell, me and my wife were together for 18 years, really 16. The first 5 years I was drunk. I was in a blackout. And, as I was getting sober and, coming to, maybe I just didn't notice her attitude. But over here, every woman I've ever dealt with, man, they just won't listen to you. They know everything. Oh, okay. This February, later on. Okay, yeah, we're going to Meg's today to finalize, to see if we can get it for the 24th. If I get it, go be Franklin, I'll let you know. I'll post it on my community page. Wait, Merlin, we need to go to Meg's Resort later, okay? Meg's, to see if we can get the meet and greet for the 24th. So we'll see. I hope we can get it. I like Meg's, man. It's really nice. Oh, yeah, he's retired. Good. Don't unretire yourself. Okay, yeah. I've been getting your emails, man. This guy here, he's way out there above us, guys. This guy's a thinker. He thinks very deeply, this Jim Jones guy. So if he hits you with a message on here, you can't hardly understand it, man, because he's deep, man. I'll be reading his emails. I'm like, man, he's like some type of Zen master or something. Yeah, he said Amway was the original. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, but it's really the same thing, though. Now, right before I met Marilyn, she was big in that over here, selling that all these pills and supplements and different things, and she had moved up to like district manager or something, but she wasn't getting paid. They supposed to send you the checks and all that. Because Marilyn's got pictures where she's speaking in front of a room full of people. Marilyn was on that level. But it's like all the rest of them, eventually they died down. They died down because they're not real. They reached their breaking point. After so many, any pyramid scam is eventually going to collapse once it reaches its maximum amount of members. And it can't go any further. I met a guy, he was a black guy, by the way. I met him in South Korea in the airport. He had just come from Jakarta. Now he was starting something, but he was gonna be at the top because a lot of that stuff comes from over in those countries like that. But yeah, he said, yeah, man, I give you a chance. You can be at the very top with me, his son, because they had in America, down in Florida, he had a, a tax, like a rapid refund business. He was earning a lot of money, but he was doing this too. And I was like, nah, I don't fool with that multi-level marketing stuff. He said new skin as well. Frank Tate said Google Filipino income. It will show you that being rich in the Philippines starts at 2.8 million a year. Wow, that's about 50,000 US. Well, the last I guess that would be about 50,000 because the last thing I learned, they said if you're earning 3,808 US dollars a month, you're considered rich. So if you times that by 12, yeah, you're looking at, just say you're looking at about 48,000 US dollars a year. You're considered rich over here. But people argue with you. They say, I can live off that in Florida. Yeah, but you're not considered rich. You're considered rich over here if you're earning 3,808 US dollars per month. Every month, you're considered rich over here. You can live anywhere. Yeah, Mary Kay. Yeah, yeah. You want to stay away from that. He said, to me, Australian beef tastes like grass-fed beef in the States. It lacks that fatty flavor. I guess because I hadn't had a good cut of beef in so long, it was really good to me. And he recommended it. He said, that's what I'm having. And his girlfriend had a Brazilian steak. It looked good. And of course, Merlin had chicken. You know, when you can't go wrong ordering chicken. Okay, he says, anyway, yeah, I read that. Not all, but no, I'm not going to do that, man. I'm not going to turn that guest house into some type of, well, we'll keep it personal, but no, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. Hey, Mike Dawsonville, thanks for that super chat. He said, great show, brother. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm getting ready to get off of here. Nutrition cow, I hear you, though. Yeah, I hadn't eaten one good cut of beef in so long. It was so good. And then they had this gravy. Oh, man, it was good. Then they actually had real macaroni and cheese. That's what I had on the side. And I had coleslaw. He says, Amway, I can make me, I can make you rich. Yeah, right. I'm sorry. Yeah, don't fool with that Amway. Yeah, that feeding on a schedule, they do that over here. And you gotta say, hey, hold on now. Because the minute I get up in the morning, I get up early. As soon as Merlin gets up, that's the first thing she asks me, what do you want for breakfast? I'm like, well, let me get hungry first. Okay, and then they're gonna start eating, and then pretty soon it's gonna get closer and closer to lunch. So usually I eat at what 9:30, 10, then here comes lunch, man, 11:30. He said, get a US job where you can work online. That's a good way to earn an income here. It is. And a lot of people are doing that. You see a lot of these young guys over here, that's what they're doing. They're digital nomads. Because you're you're in a country in America where You can find a remote job so easily. I wish I'd have known this a long time ago. I just didn't know it. I didn't start really traveling internationally. I ain't talking about the service. I'm talking about on my own into really 2009. I had been to Mexico and other places like that. I don't consider that international travel, even though technically it is. Into 2009, when I started coming over here, and I wasn't even thinking about trying to find a job online because I would have been over here by now. I mean, it wouldn't have took me 9 years. Beach of Life said, click the link and show your support for our good friend 53 Shades Darker. Yeah, he's got a good channel. Remember, guys, we need channels like his that kind of shows you the ins and outs of the Philippines. We don't know enough about it. All you interested in is the women, man. Well, you got problems. A woman can be like a job over here. You want plan B too. You can't just stick with plan A. Plan A is the woman and the family and the living partner and starting your life over. That's the plan A that most guys choose. Remember, let's make a deal. Do you want what's behind door number 1, number 2, or number 3? You better find out what's behind number 2 and 3, man. We already know what's behind door number 1. The woman starting your life over, taking care of a family, having more babies. Okay, you don't want that's behind. Some of us opt for that because we never even go for door number 2 or number 3. I told y'all about door number 2 yesterday. The expat, these guys who come over here and enjoy the Philippines first. Y'all think I'm joking. It's really guys over here doing that. They're not even involved with a woman. They haven't even contacted a woman. I promise you. This guy said, no, not yet. I'm still trying to find my way over here. And I'm thinking to myself at first, like, guys are crazy. But really, they're on to something. By the time he does get a woman, look how he's already set up. He doesn't have some woman, holding his hand, walking him through the process. Yeah, he said Meg's was the shiznit. I like it the best. Yeah, it is. It has that resort feel, that meet and greet feel. Okay, thanks, Mike. I'm getting ready to get off here too. Thank y'all so much for your super chats, your super stickers, your memberships, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. Check out our new Dirty Kitchen and Patio add-on our brother did. He's good at that. And if you're over here in the guest house, man, you can drink coffee with me out in the morning underneath that thing. Or if it rains or something, man, it's really nice. I got a couple of people. I think Derek Q is coming here. He said on Monday, and him and his girlfriend, they're going to be at the guest house, and we'll probably do something together. Look for that. But thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. Take care, everybody. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. I'll see y'all next time.